This is Bishop Bob with another TMCI word of encouragement for the week. This week I want to talk to you about God's plan. And as we walk out this Christian life, it has to be a conscious effort on our part to let Christ work through us for the benefits of yourself, your family, your work, your relationships, and of course your ministry. You know, the message tells us in Romans 8:29, God knew what he was doing from the very beginning. He decided that from the outset to shape our lives of those who love him along the same lines as the life of his Son. The Son stands first in line of humanity he restored. We see the original intent and shape of our lives there in him. From the very beginning, God's plan was to create you in the likeness of Christ. Many believers, once they accept Christ, think that they're going to have an easy life, that there'll be no problems. But they don't understand that God's ultimate goal is not to make their life comfortable, but to build their character. He wants them to grow up spiritually to be like Christ. You know, don't fall for the idea that God is your servant and you can ask him anything you want and he'll do it. No, it's not about you. It's about God's plan in your life and what he wants to do through you. You know, Ephesians 2:10 says we are created for good works. For the life, not for a life of ease, but to do good works. See, folks, this is earth, this is not heaven, and we need to be about our Father's business. Remember Philippians 2:13? It says, for God is working in you, giving you the desires and the power to do what pleases him. God uses the Holy Spirit to quietly speak to you on issues in your life. Your responsibility is to take the time to listen and to obey. In order to have a successful Christian walk, we have to cooperate with the Holy Spirit daily by making Christ-like decisions so that God can bless us and work through us. We have to step out in faith and believe that God is a man of his word, that he does not lie, and that he wants to be with us, work for us, and is for us. We have to obediently follow the unction of the Holy Spirit. You have to commit your way to him. You know, my life verse is Psalm 37:5, which says, commit your way to the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring you to pass. You know, that word commit means burning your bridges behind you. There's no going back to the old ways. You know, but the next part of that verse I had trouble with. Trust also in him. Now, I know this would end to happen to you, but it happened to me. I finally decided I'd give the problem to the Lord, but within 24 hours, I was trying to take it back. Like most men, I like to be in control of things. I was a problem solver, and waiting on the Lord was not my strong point. It was difficult, because first of all, God was not moving fast enough, and waiting was not one of my strong points. But I finally figured it out. Anything I do in my flesh does me no good or anyone else. So I had to learn to commit everything to the Lord, to my marriage, my family, my work, my relationships, and my ministry. I had to commit it all. Sometimes people in relationship disappoint you, especially other Christians. Some do it because they unintentionally, but it still hurts. Some do it out of design because they want to get power in an organization. But if we have unforgiveness in our heart, we have to remove it, because it doesn't hurt the one you have hate against. It hurts you, and it helps and takes and hurts your relationship with God. You know, God taught me about this many years ago when I was first a Christian. I had a plant manager, his name was Wally, who testimony helped me accept Christ. But a year after accepting Christ, he called me and said, I'm going in competition with you and leaving you. And I didn't understand that. Being a new Christian, I couldn't understand how one Christian brother could do that to another. Yeah, but he did. He left me, and he stole some drawings and that from me, and he went into competition, and I lost track of him. But after a few years, we had to take and move our plant to Indiana, and at that time, we grow 30% a year. And we decided we needed another level of management, and we needed a plant superintendent. So I asked God and had people pray that God would send me his person. On Monday morning at 8 o'clock, I had a call. That was Wally. He said, I need a job. And God says, here's my person. What are you going to do about it? I went to visit Wally. We prayed for each other. We cried with each other, forgave each other. And yes, he came to work for us. And God bless us even more. See, we never know what God's ultimate plan is, but let's continue to draw closer to God so he can work in you, giving you the desires and the power to do what pleases him. That's what it's all about. It's not about us. It's about him. Have a blessed day.